Welcome, everyone, on this wonderful Thursday evening, April 14th, 2024. I'm David Mitchell, aka Dirty Mitch. I am your host of the most uneventful talk in wrestling. As we get started, I'm going to touch over a few things. It's just going to be a midweek check-in, type thing. Uh, Sent out a couple invites. As you can hear, I got my dogs barking in the background, but sent out a couple invites. See if anything gets shaken, but man, still living the WrestleMania high. But as always, where we go here, get this going here. That's right. Busted open 24/7, 10, 11, 24. Hopefully they get their own channel. If you've never listened to that, hey, don't know what you're missing. They're on 7 days a week. Uh, if you're in the Midwest, Central Standard Time, 8 to 11, 9 to noon on the East Coast. Oh, you got the host guys like Dave LaGreca. I'm sorry, I'm about to cough. Dave LaGreca, Hall of Famers Bully Ray, and Mark Henry, Tommy Dreamer, Thunder Rosa. You got Nick Nemeth, formerly known as Dolph Ziggler. And then you also got sparring with LeBar, Justin LeBar, and Jonathan Hood. They're on, like I said, 7 days a week, 8 to 11 in the Midwest. Check them out. You won't be disappointed. Mm. So let's see where we're going here this week. So far, here we're like I said, here we are Thursday. So what happened? Some highlights from Monday Night Raw. So Rhea Ripley, I believe, shoulder, elbow, not quite sure, was legit injury. Was forced to vacate uh, the women's championship, Raw Women's Championship. So I guess they're going to go with a tournament style, right? And to determine a new Raw Women's Champion. Who could that be? Who knows? We'll see where they go with it. Could be Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan could be the front runner. I believe they're going to do a tournament style. Sorry, tournament style setting, right? Um, but so soon to have a new women's champion. Rhea's going to come back stronger than ever. You know that. Uh, Look for them to run maybe like a Batista type deal. Remember, Batista had to vacate the world title that one time due to injury, was never beat for it, come back, won it. Probably end up doing the same thing with Rhea. Uh, Also, they got new tag team belts, right? Um, I don't know. Look pretty cheesy to me. Uh, Maybe they're going back to the branding of the belts. If you remember back, that would be post Attitude Era, right about, I guess, Ruthless Aggression era. Remember, Raw had their own tag team belts. SmackDown had their own tag team belts. So it looks like that's where they're going. Just more money for the WWE to take from me, you know. Also, don't forget, let me create something real quickly here. Uh, Let me move this. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of the new tag team belts yet. So we'll just wait and see. But there we go. Uh, Add banner. Okay. Also, while we're at it here, let me change this right quick before I go any further. Uh, don't forget, we are being streamed all across Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe. like, share, and subscribe on the drive for 5. As soon as I hit 500 subscribers, I'm going to give away an awesome gift package. Could be some memorabilia, could be some autographs, T-shirts, who knows, magazines, DVDs, good wrestling stuff. But drive for 5. Hit that like, share, and subscribe. Let's get that drive for 5 going. When I hit 500 subscribers, I'm going to give something awesome away. But anyway, so now back to another the big highlight, I guess, to me from Monday Night Raw was Jey Uso over Finn Balor. Jey Uso becoming the #1 contender for Damian Priest's World Heavyweight title. So that's where they're going to go at Backlash in France. But did we see the impending face turn of Damian Priest and him leaving the Judgment Day? Because after Priest comes down after the match, and they're almost about to have a face-off, when I believe it was JD McDonough come in first, jumped on, and then here comes Dirty Dom, and then Finn Balor, mysteriously wakes up. They're all jumping on him, and Priest is kind of looking like, hold up, I had this under control type shit, right? And Jay gets away, does a few things, gets away. Nonetheless, I believe that we're going to see the future. We've seen the seed planted, the Easter egg, if you will, of the implosion of the Judgment Day. Moving on over to Tuesday night, y'all. NXT, the highlight, man. You want to go see a banger of a match? Go watch that cage match with Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes on NXT. I tell you what. Hey, that right there, that could have main evented a pay-per-view for real. With Trick Williams coming out on top over Carmelo Hayes. Can't wait till both of them get called up to the main roster. Now, as most of y'all know, I've been very critical of of AEW and the release of the footage of the shit from Wembley, right? I don't know if I did a live stream. Okay, so I did. I hadn't. So since then, you had the pay-per-view. Let me get over to the comments right quick. See who's chatting with us. Hey, Jason Smith, what's up? Hey, you're right. Hey, that was a banger of a match, bro. If you've seen it, if you didn't, man, go check it out. I'm sure it's probably already up on Peacock on the network. Or if you got a Hulu, I think you can go ahead and get that episode back up. But I was rather critical. I mean, because why show the footage, right? Well, I'm not going to go into all of that or why I don't think you should have showed the footage. What did it prove? Yada, yada, yada. I haven't looked up no ratings, so I can't tell if it really hurt their ratings from Dynamite last night versus the week before, or anything like that. But my thing was, you're giving somebody that works for the competition free press, right? Man, where was I going with that? Oh, so the AEW, so they New Japan, and nice packed house at in Chicago, and Jack Perry comes out with the Chicago flag and the Crimea River, right? Because I guess that was something I think Punk said in the Ariel Helwani interview, right? But oops. So anyway, if this is being done to make Jack Perry, into a heel, we'll see if it's working, if it's drawing more heat for the EVPs, because like I said in my last live stream in the last episode, who was this video to okay, the EVPs I'm still going to call them the Young Bucks, Nicholas and Matt Jackson, uh, because they're showing it for Jack. Are they showing it for themselves, or were they showing it for Jack Perry? Right? Because if they were, if they were showing it for themselves, they fail miserably because they did nothing to banter, anything for their feud with FTR. And if they were doing it for Jack Perry, they should have came out and said that we are supporting our friend, right? Anyway, enough about that. I don't know for sure if the ratings fell, so that remains to be seen. But from what I watched and the highlights I seen of Dynamite last night, I was rather impressed. Um, you had Samoa Joe, some of my favorite highlights. Now, when I say rather impressed, it didn't take a lot to impress me. But with AEW, I kind of like, it's not that they're not all over the place, because they are, but it almost seems like with this coming up pay-per-view this weekend in St. Louis, that they're putting all the cards right now because all eyes are on their product, right? The ones I'll finish up this about AEW with the one segment that I guess retched against, or could have been better, or should have been better. But you had the EVPs and Okada jumping Orange Cassidy, and now or no, the EVPs and Okada were jumping on not Dante Starks. But they hyped that up minimally. Pac is the one that ended up coming out. Somebody correct me in the comments about who that was in the segment with the EVPs. But you had Shane Taylor and his crew jumping on Orange Cassidy, and out comes Trent Beretta to stop the best friends, them guys from jumping in. And so now you got Okada and Pac going at it for that Continental title, whatever that title is. And you got an impending match, which could be, it's going to be a real banger. People are going to sleep on it. But Orange Cassidy versus Trent Beretta. You have, for the AEW World Championship, you have Samoa Joe and Swerve Strickland running back. I don't know, Swerve might get him, but Joe's that guy. I still think Joe's that guy. Now, and you also have newly crowned IWGP Heavyweight Champion Jon Moxley, who won said title this past Friday night. Got his thing going with the Don Callis family and the Blackpool Combat Club. Well, like he said in his promo, it's a good promo, by the way. The nuts and bolts of it. He told Don Callis, I don't want to be, I got nothing to do with your family, but I'll fight your family. And I want the biggest, the baddest dog in the yard. So we're going to get Jon Moxley versus Powerhouse Hobbs. Now, I wish the title was on the line, but nonetheless, I think that'll be a banger of a match. And more than likely, you're going to get Jericho versus Hook. The problem I had with that segment, it was all fine and dandy. You got Taz in there. You got Jericho in there. You got Hook up in the corner doing Hook. The problem I had was Hook's reaction after Jericho pushed Taz down, right? Now, everybody knows Taz was a badass, but I guess he's been dealing with knee problems. Either way, this one, if Taz would have bounced back up and would have kind of got over, and then Hook's delayed reaction would have been okay, but he didn't get up. Hook should have ran right over to him to Jericho and put hands on him. Hook stood there for a minute, then threw his chip bag down, threw the mic down, walks over to Jericho and grabs him, and then kind of walks him to the corner. No, somebody pushes my crippled dad down. I'm running over and putting hands on him, right? I think they lost it on that segment. Nonetheless, good, should be a good banger of a match. But if I had to give any, I guess, highlights of the week, weekly awards, so on and so forth, so far it had to be the NXT. That match with Trick Williams and Carmelo Hayes was a banger. I mean, banger. Um, Real quickly, um, always, as I always say, support indie wrestling, right? Support indie wrestling. And it's always put my money where my mouth is, right? Y'all. When I mean put my money where my mouth is, I mean put my money where my mouth is. And when I talk about supporting indie wrestling, right? I hope to have this dude on a future show real soon. He's probably in the lab right now because he's got a big match coming up Saturday night, and I gotta. I'll show you the highlight, the promo for that. We got a big match coming up Saturday night here in Wichita, Kansas, Saturday, April 20th at the Osage Rec Center as Heartland Championship Wrestling presents Legacy. Talking about my guy, right? Gideon Vane, right? Wrestling is my religion, right? This dude here is, all over the wrestling scene in the Midwest, right? And not only that, he's landed on a nice little gig, probably good paying gig, and we might get him on as a future guest and get him to double into that. But a side gig, besides slanging and banging in the ring, he served as an extra for WWE. He was on the episode of Monday Night Raw here recently, just before WrestleMania. I believe it was outside of Bloodline locker room, might have been Cody's locker. It was when they was in Dallas, right? He was one of the security guards, right? Not only that, landed him a gig at WrestleMania, right? Of course, he wasn't banging in the ring, but he was a part of WrestleMania as my guy Gideon Vane was one of the druids for Drew McIntyre on night 2, right? Crazy thing about that is we both left Philly at the same time and ran into each other outside of Alton, Illinois, right, on the way home. But Gideon Vane, the rest of the guys, illustrious Ray Leon. Let me get that up here. Let's check this out here right quick. Let's see. I'll play this little thing for you, little promo video I put together. There we go. Let me check real quick because I've never. Okay, there we go. I should be unmuted, y'all. Sorry about that. Um, anyway, I'm gonna play that promo video one more time with my it might mute my mic. There's no music playing to it, but I do want to. I'm gonna see if I can Can I pause? No, it doesn't allow me to pause. Right. But here's what you got. You got man, you got some nice bangers here. Heartland Championship Wrestling. Uh, doors open at 6 p.m. Matches, I believe, start at 7. You also have an awesome if you get the VIP ticket, you have a VIP match as well. Um, let me see, make sure we're okay. I had to make sure. I'm gonna play that one more time. Like I said, support indie wrestling, right? Let's get that one more time. Again, there we go. That's Heartland Championship Wrestling this Saturday, Osage Rec Center, 31st Street, Wichita, Kansas. Man, you can check them out on Facebook. Google search, search for them. Heartland Championship Wrestling. Man, like I said, support indie wrestling. Those guys and girls could if you can spend money at an AEW or WWE show and you got indie wrestling in your backyard, man, hit them up quick and check them out. What's up, Santi? How you doing, brother? Man, just living the dream, living the dream. Uh, not gonna be too much longer here with y'all. Let me check the old machine here. Like I said, hit that like, share, subscribe. Always support indie wrestling. Anybody get back with me? No. No. Uh, we got one that's active now. Anyway, you got guys like the illustrious Ray Leon. You got guys like Gideon Vane, uh, Director's Cut Dutch, the prodigy Aaron Helms. Uh, it's going to be a banger of a show. You won't want to miss it. Be there, be square. Once again, I'm going to play that for you guys one more time, right? One more time. Heartland Championship Wrestling this Saturday, April 20th, Osage Rec Center, Wichita, Kansas. There we go. Now, something that's kind of got me disturbed, and I don't know if it's going to get much steam. I'm going to pull it up on the old iPad so I can read an article about it. But from what I've seen on the old Twitter machine, and you can also find me on Twitter, follow your boy on Twitter at Show Me State Goon. Right, let me get that banner off. Right. Find me at Show Me State Goon on the old. I guess it's called X now, but let me. And if this true, it's sad, right? Um, right, that we're even talking about this. Right here it goes. Okay. So I don't know if anybody's heard this, but I don't know if it was today, yesterday, but the Oklahoma Athletic Commission has made a stern warning to AEW that in no way, shape, or form are transgender men allowed to wrestle females. What I mean by that is men or transgenders that were born as a male identifying as a female. right? Living their life as a female, not bothering nobody, right? So where's the first one? Let me see if I can. Okay, let me pull up this first one here. Sports Illustrated, one from the Washington Post. Let me see if the Washington Post one has because there was a thing from the commission. And if anybody don't know, Nyla Rose is a transgender that wrestles in AEW, right? And I don't know how many times AEW has been to the state of Oklahoma, whether that be Tulsa, Oklahoma City, uh, the such. Uh, I'm trying to read this to see if this was the one. Okay, let me read this one. This is from the Washington Post, right? Oklahoma's now, mind you, this is wrestling, right? This isn't boxing. This isn't MMA. Um, this isn't look, it's not fake, but we know it's predetermined, right? That's how they can bypass the sports commissions, right? Like if they're worried about the sports commissions or worried about pro wrestling now, then why don't they about weight classes like heavyweight, welterweight, but they're I don't know. This is so it says Oklahoma Sports Commission has asked a nationally televised professional wrestling promotion to not have a transgender wrestler face off against other women wrestlers again. Washington native Nyla Rose, who works for All Elite Wrestling, was warned by the Oklahoma State Athletic Commission not to wrestle another woman, according to the minutes of the commission's January 3rd meeting. So this meeting was January 3rd. Why are we just now hearing it now on April 18th, right? The minutes were first reported by the blog Real Wrestling on Tuesday. So somebody intentionally wanted that to leak at some point in time for whatever reason, right? Yeah, we're going to have to fire one up on this one. All of this was over a December 20th match in Oklahoma City that lasted 120 minutes, 120 seconds, bell to bell, between Rose and Alejandra Lyon. Rose won after landing a power bomb. After the match, she took a cowboy hat off the head of a fan in the crowd and put it on her head to a big applause, right? For those of you who don't know, Nyla Rose is over, right? Way over. What's up, Sean? How you been, bro? Anyway, Rose responded to the Oklahoma News by tweeting, "Don't worry, Oklahoma. I'll find the dastardly transgender that checks notes, entertained fans. How dare they make people happy?" Goes on to say, the commission used the wrong pronouns for Rose in its minutes and said Rose should not have wrestled a woman. The former women's world champion, right? Has 99 wins and 47 losses in the promotion. Okay, Oklahoma Sports Commission member Larry Lovelace made a motion January 3rd to warn AEW not to do this again or there will be punitive action, according to the minutes. The motion was unanimously approved. Think about that. The Oklahoma Sports Commission unanimously approved to ban transgender women from wrestling. Like, seriously, so many other things to worry about. And y'all are worried about that. Okay, so it says like this. The commission indicated in its minutes that it considered Rose indicating that she is a woman on her wrestling license application part of its problem. Applications for boxing, kickboxing, and MMA all require athletes to indicate whether they have had a gender reassignment surgery, but the wrestling application does not. According to the minutes, the commissioner said that they would add the question so this doesn't happen in the future. Let's see. Okay, so that was the Washington Post. Let me see. Trying to find the one. Okay, Tony Khan's response. Okay, Tony Khan definitely stands with Nyla Rose and other trans athletes. On April 17th, the minutes were released showing that had voted to issue a warning to AEW after Nyla Rose competed against Alejandro Leon in Oklahoma City on December 20th. Speaking on a media call ahead of the upcoming Dynasty pay-per-view, AEW President Tony Khan said he was shocked and disappointed by the warning and firmly took a stance in favor of transgender rights and equality. I'm really shocked by it. I don't think there should be discrimination against transgender wrestlers or transgender people at all. They have rights. To that end, I absolutely stand by Nyla Rose. AEW stands by Nyla Rose and all transgender people who want to play sports. I'm trying to find. I can't. Okay. When asked if AEW plans to return to the state of Oklahoma after receiving the warning from Oklahoma State Athletic Commission, Tony Khan did not give a definitive answer, but said it was a matter he needed to think about. All I can say is we have a great plan for our shows in 24 and 2025. We have a great new team and take all of this into consideration. I treat it as a developing story. I'm kind of surprised by this, but we definitely want to do our best to support the fans across America and all over the world and bring AEW wrestling everywhere. We have great fans. We have great fans in Oklahoma. They are important to us. We'll do anything we can to support those fans. It's something we're going to have to definitely think about. Well, okay, so they did return after this. And even after the Oklahoma State Athletic Commission meeting, they returned after that in February, right? But let me check the match card to see the women's matches. And it was Daniel Garcia who I was thinking of earlier, y'all. Daniel Garcia was who was being attacked by FTR. Let's see. She wasn't. I don't see anywhere where she was on that card at all. So I'm not sure. Anyway, I said all of that to say this, man. You know, it's wrestling. It's not mainstream athletics in the sense where it's a competition. Wrestling is an art form. Your outcomes are predetermined. The moves are very real, right? This isn't her first match. She isn't new to this. She was wrestling for years before AEW. Let it go. I mean, sorry, some hick from Oklahoma, some Okie got mad. I mean, that's sad that you want to regulate pro wrestling because of that, right? That's just sad. So anyway, let's see what we got coming up. We got SmackDown tomorrow. I also looks like Cody is now SmackDown only. As he kind of gave a farewell on Monday night. And if you've seen the end of that segment, which was pretty cool, told main event Jey Uso, till we eat again, right? And then they let out a big yeet, right? But so Cody's going to the blue brand. I didn't see who won that. Let me see real quick. Not sure. I think they have the finals to that. Whoever Cody's next opponent will be tomorrow night on SmackDown. You got AEW Dynasty on pay-per-view Sunday. You got AEW Collision on Saturday. And like I said, you also got right here in Wichita, Kansas, you got Heartland Championship Wrestling, right here. Good form of family entertainment right at the Osage Rec Center. Doors open at 6. Show starts at 7. You got the illustrious Ray Leone. You got my guy Gideon Van. You got Director's Cut Dutch. You got Kane Carter, Drew Gallows. Come check them out. That's this Saturday. Excuse me. And also, don't forget to hit the like, share, subscribe. We're going on this drive for 5. What up, Clint? Hey, you're gonna have to get on. You have to come on with me on Sunday. I'm doing, I'm back on Sunday. So the highlights of the show from that I went to Saturday night. Talk about that. Maybe have a guy or two. But I do want to get your take on the Oklahoma State Athletic Commission's ruling against transgender athletes competing in wrestling. Kind of backwards, if you ask me, but Kansas, I'm surprised they haven't done nothing like that. Surprised Missouri, 7:30 Sunday night, bro. I'll send you an invite on Saturday or Saturday morning sometime or Saturday afternoon. I'll send an invite when I create the stream. You hear my dogs, so that they are restless. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and get up out of here. I appreciate y'all watching this quick one midweek. Hopefully we'll go longer next time. Like as always, hit that like, share, subscribe button. And as always, if you're going to crash, don't forget to where we at. Don't forget, crash the canvas. I'm out.